Actually, we've saved what is truly the hardest question for last. And this is a call that we get frequently into the Autism Society. This is the type of question that we're asked. And we usually have to huddle as a group after we get such a call. And this is an actual call from a parent from Wisconsin. And they said, I am 70 years old. I'm a parent and have serious health issues. I have a 48-year-old son with autism who still needs significant care. I am the only caregiver. What am I to do? So, Stephen, a question that we have for you is in your wildest dreams, what would you like to see in the next 20 years? What would be the type of letter that we should be receiving if the systems are working well, if everything is clicking, if we have comprehensive and seamless systems in place? And if the things that we've described as our future, what would a constituent letter look like? Well, first.
Oh, there we go. If it's possible to get the PowerPoint back, that would be great. If it isn't, then we'll just roll along without it. But what I see is a letter of gratitude from the person on the autism spectrum. And I see a letter of gratitude that's so long that it would become a book. So I can only summarize what that letter might look like in parts. And in this letter, I would see gratitude towards my colleagues and friends on the autism spectrum, such as Jerry Newport, for being one of the first people to make us aware of the fact that we live as individuals and we're not labels. And then I remember when I was younger, I found this dusty old tome. I think it was called the Integrated Self-Advocacy Curriculum, written by someone named Valerie Paradis. I'm not sure who she is, but anyways, it was a really helpful book. And it taught me how to become aware of what my challenges are and how to advocate in a way that other people can understand and provide support. And then how to go about giving the reasons why and a disclosure. There was this other interesting book that was written by Ruth Snyder that really was also on the spectrum, and that really served to glue together education and biomedical approaches. And as a result, I'm grateful to my teacher who read that book, because she realized that during one of the days I was having a challenging time in school, she noticed that I had kind of red ears and began to wonder if I had some sort of food intolerance or allergy, and then things went from there, and it made things much better. A lady by the name of Dina Gassner wrote a book, and it didn't really help me directly, but I saw it help an awful lot of ladies on the autism spectrum who are now being diagnosed and are being helped because there's much greater awareness of how autism plays out in women. There was this interesting book by Brian King, something about social workers. Because a lot of us have to deal and work with social service agencies, and just how do we do that? So I thank Brian King for that. I've gotten much better at facial recognition because there was this really interesting device developed by a lady named Ruth Elaine, and it helped me focus on the different parts of the face so that I could bring them together as a whole. That was great. Bullying, there was a little bit of that, but then my teacher read a book written by Nick Dubin, who's on the autism spectrum, who talked about bullying, and that stopped right away. Music became a special interest of mine because I had a music teacher who read a book written by Alex Citron, who's also on the autism spectrum, and built an entire curriculum on teaching children on the autism spectrum music. A friend of mine in Brazil who ran a school in a place that had no resources, nothing at all. And other places that I found in China, India, where I see most destitute situations, yet I find people and organizations engaging in best practice. So I'm thankful to them as well. I'm thankful to my parents, who also had access to these books and resources. I'm thankful to publishers focusing on autism and Asperger syndrome, such as the Autism Asperger Publishing Company, Future Horizons, Jessica Kingsley Publishers, and all the other publishers that jumped into the fray of autism. Because what we found is that with the increase in prevalence rate, that now that I'm 70, there's actually now more of us than there are people not on the spectrum. And that I'm grateful to be having been given the opportunity to live and to continue to live a fulfilling and productive life, because I am happy with what I do, I'm fulfilled, I'm productive. As I continue my journey, I'm going to live to at least 100. And that as Lee, Kathy, Martha, and others have talked about, and all of us now have a sense of, that I can be grateful for what I've achieved as an individual, as opposed to thinking about how to compare myself against other people. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Finally, to organizations such as the Autism Society of America and everybody else who has partnered with us to build fulfilling and productive lives for all of us on the autism spectrum. Now I'm done.
I want to thank this panel. They've been marvelous, and the information you've given us has been tremendous. I want to thank you for your attention and for your patience, and have just a fantastic conference. Thank you very much.